there. No caution has come out. They're going to let her race back as Gurney piles in, and now the caution.
6. You knew that was going to be big when you saw the 9 coming back across the racetrack.
Okay, here's what happened final lap.
Casey, and Allmendinger put a big block on him, and that's what it was.
Oh.
He put and man, once you get that grass, you're done.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a hit, man.
Wow.
That was a hit.
That was a hard hit. The 16 and the 5 just drove into the side of the 9, had no place to go. The Mark Martin and Biffle took the hard hits right there. And then you see 24 come into it. 26.
Yeah. Take another look here. Watch. You see Casey Kane, the Budweiser car. He's going to make a run, and Allmendinger is going to take him all the way to the grass on the block.
Yeah, and I think Allmendinger, I think AJ felt like, okay, I'm this far down. He's not going to be there now.
And I mean, right in front of Mark Martin and Biffle. Who's that? Is that Truex in there too?
Yeah, Truex is in there.
Yeah.
Here's a 39 that we saw come off of turn 3, just in the gas.
Look at Jimmy.
Trouble! Kurt's into the wall. Boyer's in it as well. And Kurt's getting the worst of it.
It's like a little bump drafting going on right there. We're trying to gain the advantage. Looks like the 48 got into the back of him a little bit.
Boy, he almost came back out onto the track right there. And there is the view as Kurt takes the wheel off.
Man, look at this car.
Oh, man. Further back, Elliott Sadler. And look at this.
Gosh.
The engine is out of this thing.
Oh, my gosh. The 48 was right on the 2. Looks like he might have got into him a little hard and turned him. Yeah, he was trying to help him pass this 33 car, Clint Boyer, but yeah, that went bad there. It's a hard lick at 180 miles an hour. You know, and then Boyer tags Kurt Busch. There's where the front wheel came from, maybe off of this 2 car. Yeah, there it comes loose.
Let's take another look at it.
You can see Boyer was trying to side draft a little bit at the same time, so there wasn't any room for any error there.
On it now, 3 to go.
First oval track win. He won it in Finion 96 races ago on the road course.
And who
half a second. And the 99 has turned over Brad Keselowski.
And we have a caution.
My goodness.
I don't know if I'm okay.
Keselowski was on track for a 6th place finish.
Boy,
and we're told there was contact between Edwards and Keselowski.
And have we seen that somewhere once before?
Talladega last year and early in this race at lap 41.
A little crossover move here by Carl. Clean here, clean here. Just slight contact. Oh, look at that thing go.
That looked so much like Edwards' turnover at Talladega off the bumper of Keselowski.
It really did, and I'm so wondering and hoping that when they put the spoiler back on these cars, they'll quit turning over like this.
Keselowski's put the window net down.
The roof flaps deployed, but it did not sit that car back down. I'm like you, Darrell. I'm going to be so glad to see that rear spoiler back on these cars.
I think that's it's got to be something to that.
That car took a hard hit in the left A pillar, the windshield post right in front of the driver.
I don't know. I don't think he can step out until he waits till the last second and picks up.
He goes to the outside. Is Edwards going?
Oh, no!
He turns him.
No!
Oh, and that destroyed the front end of Newman's car.
No!
Edwards will not make it to the flag.
Oh, Brad Keselowski won this race.
Unbelievable.
Carl Edwards' car destroyed, and Junior's protege, Keselowski, the winner, and Carl Edwards is moving around and ready to climb out.
Larry, look at that. The carburetor's gone off.
It's completely gone.
Carl did what he wanted to do. He stayed at the back all day long. He played it smart. Had this race possibly won. Not now. Not sure where Carl's going. Maybe he thinks if he runs across the start-finish line, it'll count.
That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing.
He's like a you know how he is. He's an athlete, a marathon runner. I want to finish the race.
And he did,
yes,
to a standing ovation from the crowd. Shades of Ricky Bobby.
Let's take a look, Mike. Carl Edwards, he opened it up just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think this is a hard lick right into the fence. I mean, that car, that looked like Bobby Allison did here in 1987.
The catch fence did its job, and the car did its job.
Thank goodness we have the new, stronger, much stronger, safer catch fences.
And Newman took a hard hit from Edwards as well. Ruderman getting out of this car, moving into the 44 to replace the now retired Dale Jarrett in the UPS car. There was some talk of whether the team could switch points.
Whoa, guys, whoa. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. I have never seen anything like that in my life.
He hit that wall a ton.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's take a look. I think you're going to see him get loose the minute he turns down into the corner.
Yeah, and he's just, man, and that thing just absolutely.
I will guarantee you that impact was well over 180, probably 185 miles per hour. We've already seen 199 or better getting in there going straight.
That's a part of the racetrack.
I can't even hardly watch that.
It's a part of the racetrack, but Murray said was a little slick getting in. Not knowing if Michael changed his line a little bit, got a little too much into that speedy dry.
I think Junior may have spun the tires, Larry. And what a break that was for Gordon, but look on the high side. Oh, Gordon comes up. Oh, he got Kinson. Oh, and there goes Jeff. Jeff's in the inside wall, hard into the wall. Caution will wave. Caution will wave. The field is frozen. We'll be coming back to 4 to go.
That was, and he almost got clipped again.
Watch the 17 and 24.
It all started with this restart. I mean, this gets everything bottled up. And now it's just like a real rat race down here into turn 1. Jeff's on the bottom. Here comes Matt up on the outside. I think Jeff just shoves up right there, gets into him ever so slightly. And look at Greg Biffle slide by, but that inside lick on the inside wall is what tore Jeff's car all to pieces.
They're going to stop the field in turn 1 so they can clean up turn 2. Here's another look. And you're right, Darrell. Jeff's car just pushes up, won't hold the bottom of the racetrack.
Couldn't hold it down. And this thing goes in here, and it hits an opening. That's why it knocked. That's what happened.
Oh, my God.
It hit that opening, and it just ripped the front end off of it.
There's no safer barrier there.
No.
Now, Jeff is okay. Let's ride along in his Chevrolet.
Look out. Just racing, man. That's all it was. Dale Earnhardt started to move down, and Elliott Sadler was giving him a little bit of room, and here's Kurt Busch already there. That's just restrictor plate racing. And just thank God. Oh, he's going, hard hit right there. Man. He's going, uh-oh. This is when he says, uh-oh, right now. Because he knows he's going to flip. And here it goes. He goes, uh-oh. And he's got his eyes closed, and it's going, oh.
That there is a pretty hard hit. And thankfully the field had gotten by it at this point, too.
Thank God he's okay. NASCAR. Once with all the head restraints, just everything about the cars. And the neat thing is you know he's okay, he throws the steering wheel on the dash. Quickly. But thank God that...
you can see the tethers holding those hoods and the deck lid and everything to the deal.
And all the suspensions on it.
Yeah, that's just a knowing that it was going to be tight. He was just moving. Yeah. I'm sure he didn't know that Kurt was there. Kurt didn't do anything wrong by any means. Just a racing deal. You hate it that this type of accident happens and that, but
and it's a situation that you never want to see happen. It cost a great race car, cost the car a lot of money, but the bottom line, Robert Yates and Doug Yates are saying our driver's okay.
A couple things that ran through my mind watching this. First of all, people want to know why they use restrictor plates to control speed. That's why. At a certain speed, when these cars get turned around backwards, they go in the air.
He went around so fast that it didn't give any of the stuff an opportunity to work. But
You know what I love as a driver? You're driving down on the inside. You're in that 2 car. You're leading the race. Jay Sauter. Everything's going fine. You think you're in the right place, doing a good job. All of a sudden, a bunch of cars go by you on the outside.
And you're still wide open.
Say, roll, what? Whoa, trouble.
Boy,
the 2 car upside down, over and on to Scott Riggs.
It's the big one.
Oh, boy. Who is that still flipping?
Sauter. It was Johnny Sauter.
There's not anybody left.
I mean, I only see about 4 or 5 cars that are coming around through 3 and 4 right now that were not in this race. They see Mike McLaughlin in 18. They're still getting upside down. Cars driving under cars.
Watch the 2 car.
What caused this?
Oh, Meal got into Riggs.
It looked like Riggs had to maybe back out of the throttle a little bit because Kenny Wallace's car washed up as they come off the exit of turn 2 right there, the 48 car. Right here, this is turn 2. Kenny Wallace, the 48 car right there.
Oh, I don't know. It looked like Shane Meal possibly just got into the back of the 10 car.
The 47 car, yeah.
Yeah, got into Riggs. Look at that 2 flipping. Looks like Rusty Wallace's flip in the number 2 Winston Cup car here not many years ago.
And when it hit the grass, it even tumbled more. There's Randy LaJoy. Greg Biffle.
Oh, Biffle.
There's
Jay
Sauter. Kerry Earnhardt.
There's everybody. Jack
Sprague, our point leader.
And the track's completely
Tim Sauter. All the Sauters.
I think we did the right thing by saying who wasn't in it.
And because the track's blocked, NASCAR has displayed the red flag because the cars can't even get through on the back stretch.
It appears to me maybe 10 or 12 cars is all that's left. Boy, that 2 car went over big time and then gets hit, tumbles. That car's, look at that thing, Larry. It's turning every which way.
And then the 21.
And then he gets in the grass. Watch this.
Shot across.
Gets hit again.
Johnny Sauter, number 2, out of his car. And okay.
Amazing.
Today at the Bristol Motor Speedway, there was a near tragedy in Busch Series practice. Mike Harmon hits the wall during practice in turn 2, spins down the track, and is hit flush by Johnny Sauter. You can see Harmon there, totally exposed in his race car as Sauter approached. Amazingly, Harmon was uninjured. His race car devastated. Johnny Sauter's car also caught fire, but he was uninjured.
Watch the top of your screen. You're going to see the purple car come into the picture. There's Foyt trying to get his way up to the front of the pack. Oh, Park got hit.
Oh, man.
Who's the yellow car behind Park?
Bad timing. Look at this.
Is that Dan Pardis?
Looks like
no. Park just spun. He just lost it.
Either something obviously had to break on that car, or something for the car to turn left that hard. He didn't just lose it at that speed.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's almost like an axle was broke or something for the car to turn like that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you see the skid mark right there? There's a skid mark right there. That's off, I believe, Steve's tire there.
It all happened, Benny Parsons.
About the 6th or 7th place there. There's Jeffrey Bodine, bam, in the outside retaining wall, and watch as he tumbles down the straightaway. Now, again, right, another truck is going to come along and hit it. Here, watch and listen. From Jeffrey Bodine's onboard. Listen. One more angle. Then the green car goes down. He and Kurt Busch go up and they touch the 46 of Rob Morgan and outside retaining wall goes Jeffrey Bodine.
The truck comes totally apart. You'll see the motor flying off there on the left upper portion of your screen. It ended up about 300 feet further down the track. One more view. Look how high you got.
I've been around this sport since 1960, and I've never seen a...
And Labonte inside of Earnhardt. He taps him going into the 3rd corner. He gets way down on the apron of the track. Coming to the white flag. There's a leader change, and Labonte takes the lead.
And meanwhile, Ricky Rudd trying to...
Oh, and Earnhardt spins him out. Oh, man. And Tony Stewart is involved in the crash, as is Mark checkered flag.
And Jimmy Spencer ran second. Bristol.
Earnhardt's 73rd career win. Second win of 99. He won at Talladega. And his 9th Bristol win, 4th at night. Here's the replay.
There we see the contact between the 3 and the 5. Terry Labonte stands on the gas, and all these cars getting the smoke. There's Ricky Rudd crashed into him. There's Tony Stewart, Mark Martin, Sterling Marlin. There we see the contact.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Well, take a look here.
Oh, there it is. Top of your screen. There it is.
He did hit that wall hard. Then again. And then he comes down off the track and
he probably going to hit it again. He's going to hit it again. He has no brakes.
Wow. There's 3 times, and he hasn't hit the inside wall yet.
And look at all the debris that's flying off. And from another camera, there's another blow. And now he's going to go across the grass. And we're going to see Jimmy Spencer's car sitting there.
see all that water.
And just in front of Spencer's car and in the inside wall. Wow.
And when I said these people scattered, and I don't believe there was any injury to those people, that does not mean that perhaps Steve Park has not suffered some kind of an injury, because he is still in the car. Here's the contact with the wall, and he hit that for a ton too.
Sure did. He had 4 hard licks.
Wow.
Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin running side by side.
Okay, Martin goes a little high there. Gordon gets into him. They both have to back off, and then the jamming up starts. And they get into the wall on the outside. Others start jockeying around. There's Derek Cope. He thought he got through that for just a moment, but Mark Martin's going to come right back up in front of him. And is that Ricky Craven?
Yes, it is.
Ricky Craven in car number 41 that's flipping over, went up against the outside wheel fence, back down on the track, and was hit again.
Yeah, he got hit again as the car was rolling toward the apron of the racetrack. So Ricky Craven a few years ago.
Yes, it was. Okay, here they are. Gordon trying to go on the outside of Mark Martin. They make a little contact, and it sort of shoots Martin out into the wall. Then Gordon comes up, gets tagged, and spins around. And Ricky Craven right in the middle of it. His car gets airborne. You can see it flipping up to the outside wall, just coming apart, and then is hit down on the inside by Elton Sawyer.
Earnhardt on the inside and Sterling Marlin outside.
And Ernie going with Earnhardt down on the inside. That's going to hit. Oh, they tagged trouble.
Terrible crash. Running the field all torn up. Earnhardt's number 3.
It's a wonder he didn't fly over that guardrail and come to land against those people down there, maybe.
Well, there's a ditch, and then, of course, the other guardrail there.
Now, this ought to be a real shot.
Here they come off the 4th corner. Ernie Irvan leads them down now. Is he going to win the Winston 500? Jimmy Spencer is second. They come through the tri-oval. Checkered is waving. Ernie Irvan wins, and Rusty spins and gets airborne and flips wildly right at the start-finish line. Very reminiscent of his accident at Daytona.
Oh, man. That is too bad.
Here is what happened.
Okay, there's Rusty and Dale Jarrett running side by side. Earnhardt comes down on the inside trying to draft Rusty and go right out of the picture, and it looks, there he is. Earnhardt right up on the back bumper of Rusty, and he does touch him.
That's
and
why
around he goes. That's one reason that Dale Earnhardt went down there.
That's why he was so concerned, because he touched Rusty Wallace to start this situation, it looks like.
And the car overturns about 6 or 7 times, pirouetting on its nose, end over end, side over side, comes to a rest on its wheels between the start-finish line and turn 1. He will be credited with 6th finishing position. Here is another angle.
Here they come down through there. Jarrett and Rusty Wallace side by side. Dale trying to get down on the inside, trying to go down. And looks like he just touched Rusty, and the car, just like Daytona, started flying. It goes up in the air. I thought maybe it was going to do like Jimmy Spencer did last year and come back on its wheels, but it didn't. It caught. And here it goes again.
There is a huge cheer going up from the grandstand just opposite of where Rusty's car has come to a rest, and we assume that the cheers are because he is out of the car.
Take a look. First time a car has ever gone over the wall at Talladega. And there you see what those cars getting together, and he was being pushed by another car right up into the wall, and it just tumbled right over there. It's the Rick Mascar number 1. The car number 37 spinning, that's Loy Allen Jr. And the car number 53 of Richie Petty is involved. And, of course, Stanley Smith, Kenny Wallace was involved in it. And, of course, Jimmy Horton, whose car went over the wall.
Those cars back behind them, these 4 have pulled away because the cars back behind them are running side by side.
Look at this, Randall.
Man, oh man. Kowicki just a moment ago up in second spot. Got hustled to the back.
And we have got a mess. 2 by 2 out of the second turn and down the backstretch. That's Waltrip and Alan Kowicki leading this.
Oh, look at Earnhardt. Got sideways. Somebody looked like made some contact.
Uh-oh, we've got a problem.
Contact here, for sure. Darrell Waltrip and Joe Rutten. Waltrip's car gets on his roof and over and over.
Darrell Waltrip tumbling down the backstretch in what appears to be a very, very serious crash. Joe Rutten, the other car involved in that incident. Darrell Waltrip.
Come on, DW.
And all we can do now is hold our breath.
That we see Darrell. He's down on the inside of Kowicki. And Joe Ruttman right behind him. Now here comes Earnhardt. Looks like someone had tapped him. Oh, Kowicki came down and touched Darrell.
Threw him back into Ruttman.
Ruttman gets in the side of him. And then here's the road they hit.
Yep. When he hits the road, it gets him airborne, and the car starts over. Of course, he was being pushed by the car number 75. That was just a circumstance there.
There was certainly nothing aerodynamic that caused that crash. When they went over that paved road, which is part of the road course, that's when the car got airborne and began to flip. Here's another angle.
We see Darrell down on the inside of Alan Kowicki. And there's Earnhardt pulling out, making it about 3 abreast back there. But Kowicki was up a little bit high, and Darrell looked like they just went together as they came off of turn 2 and started Darrell to the infield, and Rutten took him with him.
Car rolled over 5 or 6 times and came to rest on its side.
And that was certainly demonstrated yesterday during the running of the Grand National Budweiser 250. Watch the left side of your screen as Michael Waltrip's car hits the end of a cement wall, part of a gate through which passenger cars go to the infield. The car disintegrates upon impact. Somewhere in the debris and the rubble sits Michael Waltrip. The crowd is hushed. Rescuers rush to the car, fearing the worst, that Michael is seriously, if not fatally, injured. They begin to pull away what was the bodywork of the Pontiac Grand Prix. Personally, I was certain that no one could have survived such a horrifying crash as this.
Richard Petty was running in a pack of cars, and the back end starts to go around, and it looks like he might have been tagged by the car number 73 of Phil Barkdahl, and you can see Petty's car just cramming and turning over up against the wall, and other cars coming in. There's Barkdahl hitting him as he came by, and the Eddie Beerswall car hitting one of the tires that came off the car.
From another angle. That looks like the crash at Darlington years ago, Ned.
Fortunately, it was staying on the nose of the car for so long, Ken, so it didn't look like it was really taking hard bounces down onto the pavement.
And to dispel some of the energy, you must remind the viewers that these cars are built to take these kind of crashes. And there's Phil Barkdahl hitting the cement wall right in front of us. Chrome moly frames that serve as a roll cage up under the roof to keep the car from crushing down on the driver.
Let's take a look from Ricky Rudd's vantage point.
Fastest way around Talladega.
Baker has been the cream in recent laps, meaning he started in 7th about 4 laps ago, and he's been steadily rising. He just passed Dale Earnhardt about a lap ago. Bobby Allison is next up. Son Davey should be next. You can see Earnhardt, the yellow car still in the picture. But Buddy Baker, who has a lot of sentiment among veteran observers, as one of the real threats.
Oh, we have a problem.
Is blowing a tire.
Bobby Allison with a horrible crash here on the front stretch. It has torn out a complete section of protective railing separating it. Alan Kulwicki becomes involved.
Debris and is collecting other cars. There was a lot of debris in the front stretch. Kulwicki was involved. Richard Petty, I think, is another one of the cars. Lots of debris on the front stretch. Now, Bobby's car, to me, appeared to stay together quite well. He did get up into the fencing, but not into the stands. Right rear, it begins to shred. And the car goes out of control. You're at 210 miles an hour. You can see the right rear going. You see the debris there on the left-hand side of your screen. Earnhardt avoids Bobby. The car goes backwards. The aerodynamics get underneath the car, and Allison gets up into the fence. The aerodynamics lifted the car. They're not built to go backwards. Right underneath Harold Kinder. Harold, he stayed in there. Boy, I'll tell you, talk about a trooper. Kinder is right there. He's got the yellow flag out right away. That is a veteran, competent flagman. Here comes the rest of the field down. They've decelerated to maybe 180 miles an hour, but all the debris, there's Petty, there's Kulwicki spinning. There's just nowhere for many of these drivers to go because there's so much of what was left over from the initial impact on the front stretch, and there was just nowhere to go.
And tires began to explode, too, as they ran over debris caused by the Allison crash. Well, it's very rare that you see that catch fencing do its job, but it sure did its job here at Talladega today, as if it hadn't been there, or if it had not been as strong as it was, Bobby Allison's car would very clearly have gone into the grandstand right below us here in the broadcast booth. There's the tire going.
Here's another angle of it, and we'll just let you watch it because we've covered it well.
There goes Darrell Waltrip going by without becoming involved in it, but as I said, as the cars came down now, they were running over the debris of the Allison car, and tires were blowing, and therefore, they became involved in the crash. Bobby Allison's car would very clearly have gone into the grandstand right below us here in the broadcast booth.
So I just set it to slower thing. Yeah, it is hot pink. I think. It's hot pink. Yep, it's hot pink.
Going by without becoming involved in it, but as I said, as the cars came down now, they were running over the debris of the Allison car, and tires were blowing, and therefore they became involved in the crash. There's Petty, Alan Kulwicki, Phil Parsons made contact with the Bobby Allison car.
All right, it is a magnificent chess game that is being played here. Oh, trouble! Ricky Rudd slamming toward the wall. Crashing, rolling over, side over side. Ricky Rudd, Ford automobile, out of control. Side over side several times. Lands in the grass just to the top of pit road. The Budmore car destroyed. You're watching live from the Daytona International Speedway, the Busch Clash of '84. The most serious crash in the 6-year history of this event has just taken place.
Here is Ridley on the inside. He might have touched him, but sometimes, because of the compression of the air, here you see Rudd's car turning back the wrong way as it slid. The air got under it, flipped it back the wrong way.
I think that it was a blessing that it didn't get into that wall, Ken. It started spinning away from him just like a bucking horse, going in every kind of a direction. And, of course, Ricky holding on.
And back in the 8th row, in an unaccustomed position for him, is number 43, the king of the sport, Richard Petty, driving with a neck injury that he sustained a month ago at this crash at the Pocono Raceway in Pennsylvania.
Jim, Richard was going into the second turn at Pocono, but right there, he lost his right front wheel and helplessly careened right there into the wall. But at
Speedway, the Busch Clash of '84, the most serious crash in the 6-year history of this event, has just taken place.
Here is Ridley on the inside. He might have touched.
Oh, it's right here. Oh, this is taking years. So irritating.
Crash at the Pocono Raceway in Pennsylvania.
Jim, Richard was going into the second turn at Pocono, but right there, he lost his right front wheel and helplessly careened right there into the wall. But at this point in the crash, the damage was all on the right side of the car. Richard was still fine inside. There's Buddy Baker going by in front of you. Now watch this. Chuck Bone appears spinning backward. He gets by Richard. Now, here comes Darrell Waltrip for the hit. Waltrip, at that point, right into Petty's door. That's when Richard was injured in that crash, right at that point.
The leader's at record speed, but the rest of the field is in trouble back in the 4th turn. The most fantastic pileup in auto racing history takes 37 cars out of the race.
We have poured everything into this show. Cars.
Culture. Love.
Oh, in the face!
Casey Kane gets turned around. Greg Biffle involved. Mark Martin is there. No caution has come out. They're going to let him race back as Gordon piles in. And
Is it?
Carl said, and he didn't finish the sentence, he said, it's so hard to pass here when you're on probation.
Whoa, Greg Biffle, Mark Martin in the 5 car. Mark got in the outside wall hard.
They got hung. Oh, no. More.
Here we go. Montoya piles in.
47 car.
Edwards is in it. Keselowski misses it. And what did Harvick just do?
He tried to shoot the gap, and he got clipped.
And Ambrose gets the worst of it.
16 and 5, they get hung together right here. Bam. Mark hit that wall hard.
And he was trying to get down to pit road, and you can see he's all the way down on the right front.
Watch Jeff Gordon. Nowhere to go. And when he gets sideways, that stacks everything and everybody up behind him.
Boy, another guy that did a great job getting through there was the 12 car.
They were hooked together almost.
Yeah, they got hooked together and couldn't get apart. And there goes Stewart. He was able to get around that.
Mark was way too fast.
Yeah. He had the whole right side torn up, and he just couldn't hold the car down with that right front down like that.
Wow. Ooh, a lot of wheel spin back there on that. Oh, we got trouble. They're stacking up back there.
3-4 cars involved. Paul Menard, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., Max Pappas among those.
And that was
Smith
all
got a piece of it.
all due to that wheel spin. Those guys, when they got on the gas, there was a bunch of guys that got loose. Their rear tires broke loose, and it stacked them up behind.
This is where it starts.
Yeah,
it starts at the beginning. Let's be real clear. It starts in the first 4 or 5 cars. But these are the guys that look at them back here.
Man, some of those guys just barreled in there.
Yeah, they were going, man.
So we go from our 4th caution to a red flag at Sonoma.
That bumper camera, is that one? He just said I got killed from behind. I think that was one. These guys, that's at the front of the pack, and it's the accordion effect that everybody talks about. You see it on the highway, you see it at stop signs, you see it at stop lights, man. You see it everywhere. This is why I feel Truex had a great day running, and then got spun and got put in that position.
Spinner and hard hit in turn 3.
It's 48 car.
And A.J. Allmendinger, Jimmy Johnson, and A.J. hard up into the wall in 3.
Boy, look at that thing.
Now, the caution had already come out when that happened, and
look
that
at
48
thing.
is junk.
Oh, here comes
Jimmy Johnson just nowhere to go. The 43 car of Allmendinger just coming back up the racetrack right in front of him.
That is a huge hit.
So the caution apparently was for Conway into the wall.
Yeah, look at
Not sure why Allmendinger was so far down on the racetrack.
That's brutal right there, man. That is a hard lick.
Jimmy Johnson climbs out.
I think the 24 is going to get boxed right here as they try to go 3 wide.
4 wide. Stuart Smith. Gordon's right into the wall. There's Edwards. Allmendinger.
Oh, no. What mess.
Gordon and Stewart, and then cars trying to sweep by on the outside. Menard, Montoya, McMurray all get caught up in it.
What a wadded up mess.
The big one.
Can't remember. Let's see. He's on the
Stewart's
outside.
in the 14. And here comes Biffle on the bottom.
Yeah, we're going to go 3 wide. We're going to try to go 3 wide right here. You see Gordon forces his way by right there. Then Edwards got into the back of Stewart and got him into Gordon in the 24 car.
Allmendinger, there's McMurray.
And there they all go.
Menard,
Boyer.
Logano.
Boy, look at Ryan Newman.
Great job. Scott Speed.
Just snuck through there.
That's called bobbing and weaving. Absolutely.
Here in real time, you see it happening. We're showing you all these replays as the red flag is out.
Hard hit on Montoya. Watch the 82, the silver car there, almost gets into Gordon. Able to work his way through there.
Come on.
Casey Kane.
Up here a little bit. Get loose in front of you. Get low. Stay high. Keep coming. Get through there. Get through there. You're good. Get low. You're good. Man, missed that 42 there.
A good time to get back in that hole and stay.
Now it's cat and mouse. Who's going to go? Who's going to go where?
If the leader takes the white flag under green, the next flag will end the race. Oh, around goes Newman. Newman up into Logano. 5 cars into the wall. 7. Caution.
Caution is out. The race is not complete. Not complete.
Had to get to the white flag to be complete.
Labonte up high. 4 wide.
4 wide is usually not a very good thing.
The 20 car of Logano gets into the back of Ryan Newman, and the 39 started this whole mess.
I almost wonder if the 39 of Newman didn't say, we're 4 wide, and maybe even eased out the throttle a little bit. I think that Logano just got in. I think Logano thought he could give him a push, clear that pack of cars, and go to the front. And he got him in the wrong place. We saw Carl Edwards do this to Greg Biffle here a couple of years ago.
See Vickers in the 83 involved, a car that led a bunch of laps, and Casey Kane in the 9 just had recovered from the repairs from the last wreck. Tell you what, that's a hard lick on some of those cars.
So many times, we kind of slow things down so we can see what the fans at home and everybody can see what's going on. When it's real time, it's real violent.
Is Kyle leaving the car?
He had been cutting it. Big.
Casey Kane gets turned around. Greg Biffle involved. Mark Martin is there. No caution has come out. They're going to let him race back as Verdi piles in, and now the caution.
6. You knew that was going to be big when you saw the 9 coming back across the racetrack.
Take another look here. Watch. You see Casey Kane, the Budweiser car. He's going to make a run, and Allmendinger is going to take him all the way to the grass on the block.
Yeah, and I think Allmendinger, I think AJ felt like, okay, I'm this far down. He's not going to be there now.
I mean, right in front of Mark Martin and Biffle. Who's that? Is that Truex in there too?
Yeah, Truex is in there. Yeah. Here's a 39 that we saw come off of turn 3, just in the gas.
Oh, Ambrose hit the inside guardrail a ton. Okay,
here's what happened final lap.
Casey and Allmendinger put a big block on him, and that's what it was.
Oh.
He put and man, once you get that grass, you're done.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a hit, man.
Wow.
That was a hit.
That was a hard hit. The 16 and the 5 just drove into the side of the 9, had no place to go. The Mark Martin and Biffle took the hard hits right there.
White flag. White flag is out. 2.6 miles to go. Oh, trouble, the big one. Allmendinger on his lid. Side over side, end over end.
Kevin Harvick's going to win this race. Jimmy Johnson got out of shape first there. It saves it. And right behind him, everybody starts getting together. Looks like Tony Stewart forces Allmendinger upside down.
Boy, and that, thank goodness, the safer barriers on that inside wall.
Yeah, and we've seen in past that when something happens behind the leaders, that NASCAR's let these guys race.
I got to believe RC's a nervous wreck right now. His car is running good, but very close together on the track.
Well, they can block the track right now if they wanted to.
Oh,
I'm telling you. Oh, hang on, Jeff Burton.
Burton up into Hornish.
He's going to come back up
and now the big one.
There it is.
7, 8, 9 cars involved, many which were running inside the top 10.
And that's the whole field, isn't it?
That's the whole field.
And look at that. Nowhere to go.
And these guys were trying to avoid the 2 coming back up on the racetrack, and the first group that saw them check up, and everybody runs in behind them. That is massive right there. That's incredible.
He just goes diving down here after he gets clobbered by the 31. The 83, okay, this started already behind, but the 83 got turned.
But they see that going on in front of them, and they're all jockeying for position to avoid that. And it's that chain reaction accident. You know what I mean? Look at the cars, man.
There's a lot of cars in that accident.
Menard did a great job. He got up on the high side and kind of got around them. But these guys,
all these cars have damage here.
You see the first group when you don't pay attention to what the 2 cars doing. Watch everybody behind them, because this is where the wreck.
Well, see what happened. The 83 checked up, the 12 checked up, and it looked like Montoya got into the back of somebody. And but there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, it's just like you said, it's a chain reaction. There's a 5 car came in on fire.
That was
see Mark climbing out right there.
You see some of his crew members running over to help the Lowe's guys come over and get him out. That's pretty cool right there, man.
It happened with 12 to go.
Yeah, the 12 and the it looked like I don't know how they got together, but the 83 and the 12 were at the front of that pack. And look at these guys. They're packed in there. Montoya's headed backwards, and you can't see. I mean, they kind of slide out of the way, but they're 4 deep and packed on top of each other, and they're still coming in behind them. You see the 12, you see the 42, you see these guys.
And there's just nowhere to go.
There's
there's no openings on the racetrack whatsoever.
Nowhere to go. And you can't imagine sitting at home driving into that at 170 or 80 miles an hour, getting up to speed, but driving into that and not being able to know left or right. And the spotters are way over here. They can't see. They can't tell you where to go either.
This is Jeff Burton.
Still outside. 2 pushing you now. Middle of 3. Clear low. Got another wreck. You're clear. Watch him.
Gordon gets through that?
Come on.
Keep the camera.
Look at Jimmy.
Yeah, right there. We could keep both these battles in this shot. Great job, guys. Down the stretch. Look out. Trouble. Kurt's into the wall. Boyer's in it as well. And Kurt's getting the worst of it.
Like a little bump drafting going on right there and trying to gain the advantage. Looked like the 48 got into the back of him a little bit.
Boy, he almost came back out onto the track right there. And there is the view as Kurt takes the wheel off.
Man, look at this car.
Oh, man, further back, Elliott Sadler. And look at this. Gosh. The engine is out of this thing.
Oh, my God.
Well,
that's the whole suspension. It's like the front part of the front suspension.
The window net is down for Elliott. He's got the helmet off already. That is the best news.
You can see he is hurting.
He is in some pain. Oh, man. I hate to see this. Look at the front of that car.
Engine completely out of the car. Here's what Andy was talking about. The 48 was right on the 2. Looks like he might have got into him a little hard and turned him.
Yeah, he was trying to help him pass this 33 car from Boyer, but yeah, that went bad there.
That's a
I have no idea what that was. So... And...
Once again, just on the inside of Brendan. Oh, look out! Trouble. Oh, and upside down is Earnhardt. This is going to be a mess.
Behind him,
the 33 of Harvick. Joey Logano involved. More cars still spinning in this multiple car crash.
6 rows back of 2x2, but side by side, coming out of turn number 2, around goes the 32 and hard into the wall. Miguel Paludo, hard into the wall, coming out of turn number 4. Very reminiscent of Danica's accident in the duel, the inside line.
Wow, maybe he let off the, maybe he made an evasive action there because of PK Jr.
Wow,
look at the violence.
What an impact. How violent that was.
That truck weighs 3,700 pounds, and it flies up in the air like that and catches on fire. And yet...
Prior to today, the only place where... Oh, big trouble. That's the rookie Suarez up and over Regan Smith, the big one at Daytona in the Tri-Oval. 27 laps to go at Daytona. Second caution of the day. It's not for a tire getting away. It's for a big crash on the front straightaway.
Start-finish line. Logano comes down into Paul Menard. One car gets up on top of a group and goes flipping over and over, and the 30 lands on its roof. That's Parker Kligerman.
Cole Witt's teammate that just wrecked in that first caution.
Trying to get with his teammate Kyle Busch, but comes back up. That tips Logano into Trevor Bayne. His nose catches Paul Menard, who plows into Kligerman, who gets up in the air on top of Menard's car. And who's that underneath? Black car.
That's the 83 car of Ryan Truex.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. to the bottom of the...
That's the 83 car of Ryan Truex.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. to the bottom of the track. Jr. will win at Daytona. And the big one happens behind them.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the 11 gets kind of stuck in the middle there and comes across the Ford's bumper. As he does, he spins back in, gets the 3 airborne, and he just gets projected off the other cars right up into the fence.
He went from the bottom of the racetrack over. Got trouble behind him, Rick. Around they go.
Yeah, stay down, go up.
It looked like it was Eric Almirola that was the first to go sideways and then collecting numerous cars behind him.
Murray actually comes down and gets onto the left front. It's on from there. I mean, we talked about it earlier. As soon as somebody makes a mistake and you're in this big pack of cars, you're going to take a lot of people with you. It's just how it happens. You can, some of these cars riding around the back actually got in the wreck as well. So one mistake by a driver, a mistake by 2 drivers, and this is what happens. It's not just those 2.
And a bump there by the 48. The back bumper of Jamie McMurray. 78 of Martin Truex Jr. caught up. Danica Patrick also. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 88. Brian Scott up on the hood of the 4 of Kevin Harvick. Chris Buescher, 23-year-old out of Prosper, Texas, was involved.
Keep it behind you, keep it behind you, keep it behind you. 1 to go, 1 to go.
The white flag is out.
They're going to
Sauter
crash.
with a big run. They're crashing. Christopher Bell upside down.
and climb out.
Very fortunate that these trucks are as safe as they are. Look at this truck just get out of control. Probably about the fastest part of this speedway, Phil, right out of the tri-oval.
It just starts tumbling.
That young man with his dirt racing background, I'm sure he's had many barrel rolls in his career, but none like that.
And Michael, I know you've been upside down. I've been upside like that. The flipping's not that bad, but it's the
hanging tough here on the restart.
Oh, here we go.
Got trouble. That's Casey Kane that goes sideways. Joey Logano nowhere to go.
Oh, my.
Clint
Half the
Boyer
field
through
is
the grass. The big one at Daytona has happened at lap 97.
That is the huge one at Daytona.
Justin Allgaier.
Oh, and the
Denny
18
Hamlin.
gets on its roof.
Kyle Busch rolls upside down.
It looks like the 16 got into the 5 a little bit too hard and just turned him. And man, what talk about getting piled up.
Watch the 3 car when we get another replay of Austin Dillon come shooting up through the middle and trying to avoid the accident.
26 of Cole Witt just got into the 18.
Get some kind of big move here off turn 4 like Kevin did. Oh, and there
Shots
they
into
go.
the wall
They
with
ran.
the one of McMurray. 3, 4 cars around. One on its roof. One car hard into the wall.
That was
and it ends in flames and sparks.
Menard had a fast car all day long, and here comes McMurray, and he just gets a little bit of piece of that 48. A lot like happened in the Unlimited. Looked like Jimmy's car just got loose and spun.
Look at Clint Boyer in that 15 car get up in the air.
Thing went it did a 360. Unbelievable.
Did a barrel roll and came right back down on its wheels.
Final corner at Daytona. Who's going to get here first? Regan Smith 7, Keselowski 22, Stewart 33, and contact! Smith turned around. Tony Stewart is going to win this race. A terrible crash coming to the finish.
This is a big wreck.
Kyle Larson's car with the front end severely torn off.
They're trying to clear debris off the racetrack, and the car brakes, won't steer, and he slides up the track and into the back of that surplus helicopter jet engine on a trailer used to dry the racetrack.
Mike, I saw sparks coming out from the car as if it had a tire down or something. What an incredible turn of events. I've never in my life.
Here's a different angle. See the safety trucks up top?
Wow. I mean, it just exploded. When it hit it, it just exploded.
And he was traveling at a high rate of speed, trying to catch back up at the field.
Back of the field.
Stay on the yellow line. They're trying to make something happen up top here. Stay on the yellow line.
Jason White, and around they go. That will bring the caution out as Joey Coulter goes flying into the catch pit just past the start-finish line, and that will mean...
Watch this. Look at that ride, will you? Is that Hornaday going underneath Joey Coulter?
Hornaday underneath the 22 of Joey Coulter.
Well, they can block the track right now if they wanted to. Oh, I'm telling you. Oh, hang on, Jeff Burton.
Burton up into Hornish.
Oh, he's going to come back up the
now the big one.
There it is.
7, 8, 9 cars involved, many which were running inside the top 10.
That's the whole field, isn't it?
That's the whole field. And
look at that. Nowhere to go.
And these guys were trying to avoid the 2 coming back up on the racetrack, and the first group that saw them check up, and everybody runs in behind them. And they're still coming in behind them. You see the 12, you see the 42, you see these guys.
And there's just nowhere to go.
There's
I mean, there's no openings on the racetrack whatsoever.
Nowhere to go. And you can't imagine sitting at home driving into that at 170 or 80 miles an hour, getting up to speed, but driving into that and not being able to know.
There in the 88, watch Burton.
Here we go. Here we go.
And she's all right after a hard crash, and the caution flag is out. Where is the contact?
Somebody's going to come down into her, I think.
Almirola.
Yeah, right there. He got on the bumper of it. Looked like McMurray's car, the one, turned him a little bit to the left. Thank God for safer barriers.
That was a hard lick. It's almost that car didn't even look like it slowed down as it was going across there.
end this video pretty soon.
Well, we got a
spin. Turn one, up and into the wall, hard.
Wow.
It's Danica Patrick.
Well, you can hear a tire down here.
I was going to say, was that another tire?
It sounds like it.
She was in 19th.
She was running 19th.
Underneath Casey Kane. Looks like Casey went to go
Casey just
tuck in behind her and just misjudged it. Got into her right rear, turned her into the wall. Hard impact.
Man, right down the straightaway here. Whew.
All right, let's hear Casey Kane's side of what happened here.
Pretty sure I hooked her right there, but I feel like she started coming up the track. I might be wrong.
Moments ago, Joey Logano, you know the history with him and Matt Kenseth. Kenseth, again, wrecking and saying Joey bumped him out on the line. This is him saying and warning Logano after the race moments ago. You can interpret what he's saying when the finger is pointed in the direction of Joey Logano. And this was earlier with 15 to go. Kenseth was bumped out of line. Then when he got back in, he was involved in the wreck with Danica Patrick, blaming Joey Logano for that. Remember, last year he had the suspension.
What'd Matt say?
Nah, not much. Just, you know, it's unfortunate. We had a pretty decent car. I wouldn't say it's the fastest car out there. It took us all day to get towards the front, but we positioned ourselves well at the end there. I guess it was around 20 to go up there in the front row and actually up there in the lead. So I was proud of what our Shell Pennzoil team did. We worked hard all day, just unfortunately didn't end up as well as we'd like to. 2 days in a row, a couple big hits. So can't wait to get out of this place.
I just got ran over by a bozo, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if the kid's brain dead or he can't see or what, but our Legion Travel Chevrolet was unbelievable tonight. You know, we had to start in the back, obviously, drove to the front, and had to come from the back again just because the way the pit sequence worked out. And just proud of everybody at GMS Racing, GMS Fabrication, all the guys at the shop. They build awesome trucks. Just this thing was fun to drive tonight, and it's just unfortunate that sometimes you can't race like
so far yet in his career. During that rain delay, Ryan Reed and Ryan Sieg, they were involved in an incident. They had to be physically separated. Their crews got into a scuffle. This is a view from Reed's car. The driver's involved in a crash prior to the garage.
John West Townley and Spencer Gallagher exchanging words, and they're going at it. This is going to be good here.
Hope the trucks aren't coming.
John West Townley and Spencer Gallagher down there in turn one. And there's points for a takedown. And the fans are loving it. Townley and Gallagher. John West Townley landed a couple of good blows there.